and welcome to another To Be Frank podcast. I am your host, Frank. Today's special guest is the patriarch of the Harris clan, Mike Harris himself.
That would be me.
That is him. I asked him to come on. We are in his studio, and his son is Josh, our faithful producer.
Howdy.
He's back there. You can't see him because that's
You're welcome.
That's for you guys, for you not to have to see him. But you can definitely hear him. But today, we're going to discuss a couple different things. Mike here has a new company that we're going to get into. But before we do that, I wanted to get into the Daily Top 10. I do not know about this Daily Top 10 as much as my guest here does. Today's Daily Top 10 is our top 10 favorite firearms.
Yeah.
That is your area of expertise?
That is a big area of my expertise. You know, it's a good thing it's firearms too because, guitars, that's another thing I really like, but I couldn't come up with 10 different guitars.
Yeah, me neither. I just know electric and acoustic.
Yeah, I could come up with 6 strings.
Oh, hey.
That would
That's
be effective. You can use that in the future if you'd like to.
Thank you. I'll put that in my pocket.
Okay. Top 10 favorite firearms.
Yes.
Okay. Well, top 10 favorite firearms. Now, I'm going to assume these can be anything. They can be shotguns, rifles, pistols.
Anything you want.
Okay, really? Okay. Well, rounding out the bottom, going from the bottom up.
Sure.
From like my least favorite all the way up to my very favorite.
Yes.
My least favorite, did you ever used to watch the Flintstones?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I took the vitamins too.
Did you ever? Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the episode when they went up into like the hills and the hillbillies were shooting the rifles with the rocks?
Yes.
That's my number 10.
Oh.
That's my number 10. It's
Fantastic.
kind of a stick slingshot rock kind of a thing.
Oh, okay.
We're starting way down.
Way down
on the scale. That would be number 10.
Right.
And I'd like to point out it's not all that effective. I did try to build one when I was younger.
Nice.
It did not work very well on the opposing team. It worked pretty good on me. It hurt me a couple of times. So that would be number 10. But I guess we'll do 9 fairly serious ones.
Okay,
How about
good.
that?
That's right.
Okay, so I would have to say that number 9 would be any kind of Smith & Wesson, whatever kind of Smith & Wesson 38 Special revolver. The Model 10 Smith & Wesson just absolutely made millions of those things. It was the police officer's weapon of the 20th century.
Gotcha.
Started out in the early 1900s, so I mean it's been responsible for countless actions by good guys and bad. It gets at number 9 ahead of the rock throwing stick thing.
That's quite a jump, though.
It's quite a jump because they make outstanding things. So that would be number 9. And that would be in 38 Special because that is like the caliber that they've made more of than anything else. And it's still very relevant today. That would be like their medium frame revolver.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's number 9. Number 8, I think I'm going to pick another revolver there. The Colt Single Action Army. That was the one you see in all the cowboy movies that even when it hadn't been invented yet, and they showed Civil War guys shooting that because it didn't come along until 1873.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But a lot of times you would see them in their hands anyway.
Nice.
But I've loved that gun since I was a kid, so we'll put that at number 8, the Colt Single Action Army of 1873.
When he was a kid.
When I was a kid.
In 1873.
That's
wow.
well,
Josh.
is the Peanut Gallery allowed to comment?
He does, but usually we like him to be educated enough and not make terrible jokes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But we'll let that one slide since he is your kid.
Yeah. We'll okay. That's why I've lost count where we were. We're on number 7 now.
Right, we're on 7 now.
Number 7. This is going to be harder than I thought it was going to be because there's so many. And I think I would have to go then, and this is just my list now. This is my favorite firearms. This is not applicability or anything. But when I grew up, my grandfather took me hunting, and what he carried when he went hunting was always the same thing. It was an old, beat-up Browning Auto 5 shotgun and 12 gauge, the old humpback. It was very distinctive. And I still love those things. And, it was the first shotgun, 12 gauge shotgun I ever shot. And it knocked me on my little 6-year-old fanny. And but I loved it for all that because it belonged to my grandfather.
Right.
So that was 1879?
That was about 1879, yes. which was a cool feat too because it hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah, for sure.
So number 6, let's see, number six, that's going to be a little bit tougher. I think that for number 6 that we will have to go a little bit more modern. We'll start getting into the more modern places. And this will probably make a lot of people mad, but I'm going to put the Glock in and like the second 5. Glocks are all the same, and they're a fantastic gun. I carried one as a police officer for a very long time. They are phenomenal guns, but I'm about to make just a whole bunch of people mad.
Well, it's on your shirt, so I thought that might be number
Glock,
1, but
Glock is not going to be number 1 now. For sheer usefulness and sheer volume, there have been more Glocks made than any other firearm on the planet. They're fantastic, but honestly, I find them ugly.
Gotcha.
I find them ugly. I always found them ugly, but that's got a good side to it too, because what I call ugly is another person's utilitarian, and it doesn't mean that they're not fine weapons anyway. But number 5, let's go for number 5. I'm going to say the 1911 Colt, carried by our troops for about 80 years. Fantastic gun, John Moses Browning invented gun. And that's at number 5, and that starts getting easier for me because number 4 is my actual personal favorite carry gun at the current time, a Sig Sauer P365. It's just an absolutely outstanding gun. Number 3, they're going to see my prejudice. Number 3, Sig Sauer P220 and 45 ACP.
I think you like the Sig Sauer.
I like Sig. I like Sig a lot. Number 2, I think for number 2, I'm going to go with the Winchester model 1873 lever action rifle. Between the Colt and the Winchester, they both claim the gun that won the American West. But that is the one that you see. Matter of fact, it's the only firearm of the era that's ever had a movie made out about it.
Really?
Yeah, it came out when I was, I'm trying to think, I was about 10 years old. In 1883, that movie came out. And it was a really good movie.
I wasn't going to say at that time, but thank you.
He beat you to it. It's fine.
Good stuff.
We're just keeping it going across the whole episode. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm sure that will be what goes on here. Number 1, I mean, at this day and age, how in the world could we ever not land at the AR-15?
I had a feeling that we hadn't hit it yet.
How could it not land there? It's America's battle rifle, still is. It's just literally in so many different configurations now. It's of course loved or hated.
Right. It's a big topic.
Big time.
Big time.
But for all of that, it's not the monster weapon that people try to make it out to be. It's very useful, all different types of things, and it's just an absolute gas to shoot. It's just a lot of fun. So there you have it.
Real fast, Dad.
Yeah.
The AR and AR-15. A lot of people get that confused. They think it means assault rifle, but it doesn't mean assault rifle, does it?
No, it does not. The AR actually stands for Armalite. Armalite rifle. And it's not assault rifle because a semi-automatic rifle cannot be an assault rifle. It can only assault rifle is most properly and really only supposed to refer to a fully automatic weapon, which the civilian AR-15 is not one of those.
A little fun fact for you right there.
Yeah, fun. It was fun.
That was fun.
And of course, that actually, Armalite came out with that when I was 20 years old in 1893.
Yeah, sweet.
Perfect. Excellent. Before the 1900s. Excellent. But thank you so much for sharing that top 10. My top 10 is going to just be number 1 because I just like guns, I guess. I'm not a huge gun guy, but I support it. So, but the number 1 would be the 50 cal. Preferably the sniper rifle. It looks fun. I haven't shot one. I would love to shoot one, but yeah, that would be my number 1. I feel like that's a good place to stop and end.
So we actually did. Are we going to consider this an 11, a top 11, because you can't with 1 and I can't with 10? Or are we just going to knock the rock throwing slingshot of the Flintstones out of the bottom and just pretend like that was just a prelude?
I mean, I think that has to stay in there, honestly, with the rocks, because I mean, everybody throws rocks. Rocks are most readily available. So,
I mean, they killed, Didn't kill Goliath, but knocked
good
him
talk
out.
there, Josh. Good talk.
I know words.
He knows words. Brain good. But yeah, so that was our daily top 10. Now, the reason that Mr. Mike is here is to discuss his new company, like I mentioned before, our daily top 10. And the name of that is
Tusker Defense.
Tusker Defense. Okay. Can you explain why you named it Tusker Defense?
I would be happy to explain why I named it Tusker Defense. Tusker is actually a word that you might already be aware of, refers to an elephant. A tusker, a big tusker, came into use in Africa in the 19th century to refer to a large tusked elephant. Well, when I was in junior high school, my football coach gave me the nickname. He said that my feet were as wide as they were long, and it looked like I had round feet like an elephant. Oh. So he started calling me Packy, short for pachyderm. And that's kind of stuck all my life. Right. That's been my nickname is Packy. So Packy Defense didn't seem to make much sense. Yeah. And then it just dawned on me one day to call it Tusker, and that worked out really well.
It's a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's quite a bit stronger. Tusker.
Yeah, and the logo is right here, Josh. Bloom. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Josh also created it, as well as the website, which is launching here.
Yeah.
So you guys should check it out. The link will be down here somewhere, Josh.
Yep, right there. Awesome.
It's right there. But
and also in front of your face right now.
Whoa. Okay. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
Thank you for calling it out. I would have been really surprised had that happened. But yeah, so Tusker Defense. I want you to kind of explain what it is, what kind of service or anything that you provide, so that the people can kind of know what they're looking for.
Okay. Well, I envision this company primarily because of some of the unprecedented events that are going on now have led to, since the beginning of the year, as we record this, over 2.5 million brand new gun owners in this country. Brand new people that have never owned a gun before, that probably don't know much about guns other than that they felt a little bit of fear and their safety might be impacted. So they suddenly realized that, hey, in a world where, the police may or may not be able to come, my final responsibility, the final responsibility for my self-defense belongs to them.
Right.
I'll get it out here in a minute.
That's all right.
Those 2.5 million new gun owners have something greatly in common with me. They're scared they have a gun, a lot of them. And I'm scared they have one too, and they don't know how to use it yet.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a whole bunch of safety issues that go along with that. A lot of people only know about guns from what they've seen on TV or in the movies, and those things are many times grossly inaccurate about not just what they'll do, but the dangers involved in guns. And depending, guns today are very safe, but not necessarily everyone knows exactly how they are safe and how to keep them that way. So first and foremost, I wanted to be able to offer people the training, these people that don't know anything at all about guns. I wanted to be able to, sit down with them, offer them the ability to have someone explain in detail about just the most basics about that. In addition to that, though, this is a dangerous world, and people are much more concerned with their self-defense than they have been for quite a while. My background is I've been a policeman, I've been a soldier, I've been a SWAT operator. I have taught at the police academy. I've been tasked with developing self-defense for police department in the past, and so I have quite a training background.
You know what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I like
been doing
to think
it for
so.
over 100 years. So,
actually, yes. At this writing, I've been doing it for a very long time. Have I not? But the self-defense. There is a self-defense mindset that most people have no idea what I even mean when I say a self-defense mindset. But there is one, and the principles of how you live a safe life. How can you go out in a dangerous world and live peaceably? That is a really important part of what I'm going to be offering with Tusker. Someone can take this class, which I believe I'm actually going to call it How to Live Life Peacefully.
Oh, nice. It's a good title.
well, it's true because that's what everybody wants to do.
Right.
But you're responsible for that, and that class can be taught without. It's going to be in a classroom. There won't be picking up one gun. There won't be one punch thrown. Nothing like that. It's all about the most important weapon everybody possesses, that one between their ears. So that is going to be a really huge part about Tusker Defense is that right there. Not everybody's going to be physically fit. Not everybody's going to be able to carry a gun. Not everybody's going to be able to do these things, but everybody can learn how to be safer and to keep everybody else safer in the process. So that's one of the things we're going to do. I will be offering pistol courses, self-defense courses that don't have anything to do with firearms. Basic pistol, intermediate pistol, advanced pistol, beginning rifle, beginning shotgun, all of these things that people that want to get started and then be able to take it to the next level, we're going to be able to allow them to do that. And that whole half of training is going to be like one half of the company. And then the other thing is I'm also going to offer consulting services. And I picture the consulting services. I know that you're a Christian and I am too. We go to church. It's what we do.
Right.
We do it because we believe and we're committed. Yes. I'm going to offer consulting services to families, businesses, and churches on their current security arrangements. And it doesn't matter if the family's just a married couple. It doesn't matter if the business is small or big. It doesn't matter how big the church is. But there are tenets that go along with how to protect people in the normal course of what they're doing that are tied into the mindset thing. But I'm going to offer consultation for that. I'll go in and I'll analyze their whole setup, how many doors there are, what kind of doors they do. They have an alarm system, what type of personnel do they have? All of that, go through it all with them, prepare a report, come back and tell them what I think they need to do and offer them any training that they would need.
That's very nice. Very smart. So if you're listening to this or you're watching this, please check out Tusker Defense for all of your defense and safety needs.
Yes, I'd like to get the business off the ground before I'm 200 years old.
Right.
Getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close. It's perfect. But no, that's really good stuff. And like you said, you have the background that allows you to be able to have the knowledge and the fact that you're willing to, I mean, obviously it's a business and you want to make money with it, but the fact that you want to share that is very, very nice and very important, I think, because this is a big topic right now. Everybody's afraid, like you said. Not many people know what to do, and those that think they do are more than likely buying a firearm or some type of defense.
One of the chiefest things that I've seen, you just kind of reminded me of it. I've had some people close to me and my family in the past, and they felt that just the simple possession of a firearm made them safe. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a man named he's passed on now. His name was Jeff Cooper, Colonel Jeff Cooper, and he once famously said, having a gun no more makes you safe than having a guitar makes you a musician.
Oh,
you have to realize that it's a complex skill. There's a lot of legal considerations, which also I didn't mention. I'll also go over. A lot of people are very uncertain with what the law says that they can do. But it is a passion of mine. It's one of my two great life's passions. I've been a serious student now of firearms for over 35 years, and I do have a passion to pass it on.
Yeah. That's a little bit unique. A lot of people just, when they learn something, they don't pass it on. They just kind of hold it for themselves. So that's definitely refreshing, I guess.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've had any firearm safety courses or anything like that. I went through a course to go on a hunting trip once and had some rifle training. I've only shot a pistol once, actually, but some rifle training and some marksmanship drills and things like that. So,
well, we need to get you signed up. I'm not getting any younger.
Well, that's true. That's definitely true. But yeah, no, me and my wife, we've already talked about it. She's been unsure of guns for different reasons, and now in the current state of our lives, We really want to be able to protect our children and protect ourselves. So that's something that we've talked about. So we're definitely going to check out Tusker Defense for all of our needs.
Awesome.
Yes, but you mentioned that about the legalities of things. I want you to kind of get into that a little bit too.
Okay.
See kind of because like you said, a lot of people don't know what they can and can't do and what the limitations are. So, and that's also another big topic, for the last, I don't know how many years, 10, 15 years for sure, has been huge as everybody talking about stricter gun rights and things like that. So I kind of want to have you kind of mention it a little bit.
Okay. Well, one of the most important things that I want to start off with is saying that these things I'm about to say are relevant in Florida,
right?
In the state of Florida. Now, Florida's laws are very similar to many other states' laws, but if you're not living in Florida, understand, I'm not going to get into any great detail here. I'm going to hit the big strokes, but
that's fine.
Make sure that you check with your own state laws about rules about carry, especially, and all these different things that you can do. You can get yourself in trouble with a great deal of rapidity if you don't know the laws about even possessing and having a handgun with you.
Right, crossing state lines and things like that.
All kinds of things you can get in trouble with. But I'm just going to hit what the big thing is that if someone has a gun, if they've gone to the point where they feel personally that, okay, I need a gun to defend myself because now I'm at that level of concern that I'm afraid I could be a victim, and I want a gun. The first thing you have to understand is what an awesome, incredible responsibility you've just taken on. A gun is just a machine. Mm-hmm. It's a machine. That's all it is. It's a human-powered machine that uses chemicals to project a projectile out a tube at a distance. Basically, at its most basic, it's just a machine. And like any other machine, it can be misused, like a car. A car can be misused. There's many things you have to just understand what an awesome responsibility that it actually is. And I would say this. Too many times, people that get involved with this mindset of, well, I'm going to get a gun so I'll be safe. Not only, we already talked about the training, but the other thing they don't consider is that, there's a whole lot you can do before that's totally legal, and that is you avoid the problem. I think too often people don't understand that there are only really, and I'm going to boil it all down and make it simple, there's only really one time ever that it's okay that you use a gun in self-defense. Did you know that? Only one time.
That's good to know.
And here it is. Listen closely. You have to be able to articulate or explain to a reasonable person's satisfaction that you were in immediate danger of great bodily harm or death, and you had no other choice but to use a firearm in self-defense. Because the use of a firearm, when you discharge a firearm, you have, in most cases, you would be considered to have attempted to apply deadly force.
Right.
There are no warning shots. There's no such thing as a warning shot. Police have long since, that's a Hollywood thing. You don't use a warning shot ever. If you cannot say that I was in a circumstance, I was in imminent, I believe myself to be absolutely in imminent danger of great bodily harm or death, and great bodily harm involves, getting hit upside the head, permanently disfigured, broken bones, things like that, then you can't use that firearm legally for self-defense. And if you have it in your mind that you can ever be a co-combatant and apply deadly force, then you just need to get that out of your mind, because that's going to get you in trouble very, very quickly. In the United States, Florida in particular, our laws are meant to allow us to have the right to self-defense or in the defense of others. I'll give you another example. If you see an action happening, you are legal in how you're carrying your gun. You have the legal right to carry it on your person, and you see someone else about to be shot, or you see someone getting beaten in the head with a board, they're on the ground, they're about to die, you still can't just go up and shoot somebody for that. You would literally have to say, stop, quit, I've got a gun. Don't do. You've got to literally do everything you can to alleviate the circumstance before that gun is used. I think too many people, and the reason I'm going this point is because we don't leave anybody with anything else. Understand that the gun is a responsibility, and you only get to use it if you are in grave, immediate danger of death or great bodily harm, and or you're protecting another from the same thing. There's a lot of details that I'm cutting through.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, you're painting the picture at least.
Yeah.
People are understanding it.
Yeah. You absolutely have to, realize you cannot just, oh, well, you spoke bad to me, road rage. You can't.
It's not shoot first, ask questions later. You gotta.
Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah. It's not bang bang, stop or I'll shoot.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
We did that in the Old West when I was a kid.
Right, with the tumbleweeds and all that.
Old Abilene.
Right, that's good. Yeah. Good job. Well, again, I just want to thank you for coming on. This has been enlightening for me, and I'm sure everybody else. But this has been a real treat to have you on and be able to discuss these things.
Thank you.
Yes, and I also want to thank you for serving as well, and being able to pass on your knowledge. That's quite a big deal. Like I said, this is a real life Ron Swanson type. Everybody, right. So check out Tusker Defense. Like I said, we'll have links everywhere. It's been in the video a couple times. The logo's around here somewhere. It's probably flying around. I don't even know. But please check out their website and visit Mike Harris and let him teach you what you need to know. Get that knowledge on you. So again, thank you so much, and always thank you to Josh as well. For being back there in the shadows and making corny jokes. But
every time.
Right. But also thank you to the viewer. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this. Get the word out. And if you'd like to sponsor another episode, please check us out. This episode was brought to you by Forks and Knives. Forks and Knives are anywhere that you can find spoons. They're in stores, they're in places, sometimes they're on the floor, you never know, but thank you so much for that sponsorship. Check us out, we appreciate you. This is the To Be Frank podcast. Peace.